Hey everyone, how you all doing? My name is Hades, and today we got our first gameplay reveal for the next installment in the FarCry series, FarCry 6. We got around 15 minutes of gameplay and new information in the reveal, and I'm going to be doing a deep dive into everything we have been shown by Ubisoft. They showed us new characters, weapons, vehicles, map locations, new four-legged allies, and a crazy looking backpack. I'm going to be watching the trailer frame by frame to make sure you guys won't miss a thing. So if you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, as I'm 100% going to be covering this game when it releases. Down below, I'm going to leave a link for the trailer in case you haven't seen it yet, as well as links to my Twitch, where I stream 5 days a week, my Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Discord. Hope you guys are excited for Far Cry 6, and let's jump straight into it. First of all, I want to bring some attention to the countdown clip we got during the reveal, as I feel like it perfectly sets the tone for the start of the game. At the start of the countdown, we got a collection of holiday pictures, postcards, and upbeat Hispanic music. But towards the end of the countdown, the music changes to a more dramatic instrumental, setting a deeper tone. We get military-style drone footage, and the pictures and postcards become propaganda and warning signs. Then we start to see more destruction and fire spread across the land of Yara, which is a fictional island located in the Caribbean, telling us that this conflict has been going on for a while and things are starting to fall apart.
Señor Presidente,
what can true Yarans do to serve Yara?
True Yarans have long memories. We remember how so-called civilized nations treated us when we needed them most.
We first see El Presidente Anton Castillo, played by the amazing Giancarlo Esposito, the antagonist in Breaking Bad, The Boys, and The Mandalorian. In this clip is in a TV interview where they talked about the condition of Yara and how the world abandoned the country.
Are you concerned about the terroristas who call themselves Libertad?
And Castillo was asked on his thoughts on a terrorist group called Libertad, who I'm assuming is the rebels our character gets to lead in the game. We then see Libertad patrolling through the jungle. However, there is a Yaran soldier who is ready to ambush them with a sniper. We see a shot of Castillo's reaction to the question, where he just sadistically grins, which tells us that he doesn't fear Libertad whatsoever, and he would use his army to wipe out the rebels off the face of the planet with any means necessary. And then that's exactly what we see happen. In the next shot, we see Libertad get ambushed by the Yaran soldiers, and there are probably no survivors. We then get a shot of our first vehicle in the game with our protagonist in the driver's seat, and I did some searching, and this red car looks a lot like a 1954 Buick Skylark. So this game could be set in the 50s or 60s.
You're an orphan.
Here we get our first shot of Danny Rojas, who is a protagonist we will be playing in Far Cry 6, who can be played both as male and female, just like Assassin's Creed Odyssey and Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
See? Why do you want to run? Remember, Danny, Castillo. This
is one of our new allies called Clara Garcia, who I'm assuming is the leader of the rebel group Libertad, and she's holding a FN-FAL rifle, which we have seen in action before in previous screenshots a few months ago.
Has kept you an orphan.
I only see you. So why are you here?
I watched Castillo order a whole boat of our people shot to death.
We get a pretty dark clip here of Yaran soldiers slaughter a boat filled with civilians who I'm assuming were trying to escape Yara. The soldiers were equipped with AK-47s, and that is weapon number 2 in this trailer.
And I want to know who's going to help me take him down.
Okay.
We have a great establishing shot of the major city in Yara and a boat with machine guns mounted on top. This could possibly be a military boat.
Castillo's got, what, 300,000 troops?
We get another angle here showing Castillo's firepower and this fleet of Mi-17 Russian transport helicopters. So we are starting to get some serious Cold War era vibes.
I count 6 burnt out guerrillas, and you with a bullet to the leg.
We have a few seconds here showing us a rebel camp where we could possibly buy and upgrade weapons and vehicles, And Danny also appears to have one of the new backpacks you guys will see later in the video.
You can shoot, so shoot.
You have rules. You might kill, but you're no killer.
Here we have Danny infiltrate a cathedral where she confronts a dodgy looking priest in a confession booth who could be a high value target we have to take out or interrogate.
You know I'm not a guerrilla, right?
Everything got another purpose.
Next, we got Danny back in the Buick with a Molotov cocktail in her hand, and honestly, I have no idea how she thinks a Molotov can destroy a tank, but she has my respect for trying. Now, this is where I started to believe how fun this game is going to be. We have Danny bringing out her inner Boba Fett with a rocket launcher backpack, which unleashes a lot of missiles. This is awesome.
That usually work.
We have our next ally called Juan Cortez, who is a master inventor and a guerrilla warfare teacher.
50-50.
We have Danny in a military speedboat with a mounted LMG firing at some patrol boats who are guarding a very large cargo ship. So this guy got very unlucky. Danny must have got herself onto the cargo ship, a main mission probably, and this guy got shanked. RIP. We get Danny riding on horseback through the flames, probably on the way to shank someone else.
Those eyes, Danny.
Okay, we see Danny now wearing a Yaran soldier's uniform, so maybe she does an undercover mission.
I know exactly who you are.
Now, Danny at some point must have got captured and tortured as she's full of blood and in restraints in a jail cell with Costello and his son Diego. I'm kind of curious of how Diego would be played in this game, but only time can tell. My personal guess is that Diego in the end would betray his father.
I am nothing like you.
Danny has now burst into a room where she's holding a Makarov pistol, and then it cuts to a shot of Diego. I wonder if Danny gets a chance to talk to Diego in Far Cry 6, because if you remember back in the announcement trailer last year, Diego wasn't liking what his father has become. Okay, we have a lot of quick shots coming in, so let's do a quick fire round. Danny on a 50 cal. Danny shooting a World War II plane. Danny attacked by a croc. Diego with his dad. Libertad cruising down the street in my 6.4. Tank firing inside of a tank. Flamethrower. Danny and an AK. Evil guy. Dramatic Danny scene with fire in the background. Whew, that was quick. We got a little look at the map and a name of one of the new locations called Segunda. We don't have a full map yet or even the size, but apparently it's the biggest map in the series as it takes over an hour to walk from one end of the island to the other.
Hi there, I'm Navid Khavari, narrative director of Far Cry 6.
Here we've got narrative director Navid Khavari giving us more gameplay, and that is pretty pog.
We're gonna throw you into our most ambitious open world yet, Yara.
Here we get a first look of the island of Yara and its variety of landscapes and biomes and ecosystems.
An island deep in the heart of the Caribbean, filled with rich tropical ecosystems alongside decaying urban landscapes. Yara is an island of contrasts.
Okay, I just want to pause the video right here to say how beautiful this game really looks. And this oil rig looks like another location we could possibly visit during the main story.
Isolated and frozen in time for over 50 years after a violent revolution cut it off from the rest of the world, it now finds itself on the verge of collapse.
So Yara is isolated and frozen in time for over 50 years, which means this game might be set in the modern day, but because of Yara being separated from the rest of the world, we still have weapons and vehicles from the 60s and 70s.
Last year, we introduced you to Yara's Presidente, Anton Castillo, with an amazing performance by Giancarlo Esposito.
Hey, Castillo must be a lion.
Look at the details in Costello's face. Like, you can see every minuscule and individual detail on his face, and it's remarkable. Like, you can distinguish each individual pore on his face, and with the way how technology is with motion capture nowadays, it's remarkable.
For Yara is full of lambs.
I also feel like we're going to get an interesting story arc with Diego, as there are a lot of shots where he looks scared and disapproving of his father.
Anton is a man hell-bent on returning Yara to his idea of its former glory. And while his motivations are far more complex than they seem, the cost of his vision will be paid in blood.
If a dog refuses to break, then we must put them down.
Here we have a look of Colonel Sanders from KFC if he was a general in an army.
To achieve his dream for Yara and his son Diego, Anton has clamped down on freedoms, instituted brutal social reforms, and cast anyone who speaks out against him into forced labor. His oppression of the Yaran people has pushed the island to the brink of revolution.
When tyranny is law, revolution is order.
Yara, once considered a jewel of the Caribbean, is now a powder keg. And you are the match.
We have more cinematic shots of the war-torn world of Yara, and the graphics look so good.
Your name is Danny Rojas, and you'll experience the revolution through Danny's eyes right from the beginning.
According from the ID that Danny has on her, this game is set around October 2021, which is the present day.
Born and raised in Yara's capital city, you're a young military dropout who wants nothing to do with Anton or the revolution. You just want to get the hell out of Yara. But once you're face to face with Anton's brutality, you realize that the only chance to live free is to lead an army of guerrillas into a new revolution, with the very soul of the island at stake.
And I need you here with us, man.
At the start of your journey, you'll get to pick your identity and customize your look while you navigate the ranks of the guerrilla movement.
We have our first look at male Danny side by side with female Danny, who are both fully customizable to your liking.
Every aspect of the game has been developed with the goal to make you feel like a guerrilla fighter.
We have another weapon which I believe might be the SKS, which is a Russian rifle.
Battling an asymmetric war.
We have Danny fighting a group of Yara soldiers with an M16, and the enemy had deployable shields, and they definitely didn't steal that from Rainbow Six Siege.
Against Anton and his army.
Holy shit, the PPSH is in the game. I repeat, the big Russian PP is in the game.
Guerrilla Fantasy is all about making one guerrilla feel like 1,000. Embracing this was at the core of how we crafted our gameplay, our world, and the characters you'll meet along the way.
We got another look at another kind of backpack which is compatible with the flamethrower, and maybe this will give you extra range and more ammo. Also in the next cut, we see Danny holding something that looks like an AK, but if you compare it to the gun on the Rebel's back, it looks very different. Maybe it's an AK skin, maybe it's a new weapon entirely. Also, we have the Mi-17 heli again, which I'm guessing belongs to Libertad, or you can spawn it yourself.
In Yara, you'll find other guerrillas, black market dealers, and everyday Yarans who each have their own reasons for joining the cause.
We've got another shot of a new pistol which looks to be the 1911, and we get to meet different kinds of people along the way who we might be able to recruit to the rebellion.
Including our friendly guerrilla Juan Cortez, a master of invention, an architect.
So as you can see, Juan is the person that gives us the flamethrower for the first time, and probably other cool weapons and gadgets too.
Revolution. He's our guerrilla teacher. And class starts now.
Okay, so we're just casually spraying down a crocodile with a minigun made from a car engine. Nice. We've got a gorgeous shot here of the flamethrower with ray tracing. Danny has returned again with the Buick, and this time it's been kitted out with a snowplow at the front. Danny can be seen holding a modded out Makarov with some attachments equipped. Maybe you can craft attachments and weapon upgrades with Juan. Now, this tank looks a lot more armored than the one before, and I'm assuming this might be a vehicle belonging to the Yaran army.
Guapo, you listen. Rule 16. A guerrillero's revolution never ends. Always another war, another cantina, another ugly bartender.
Juan Cortez?
What do you think gave it away, Guapo?
Here we see another four-legged friend of ours who is a crocodile that wears clothes and a gold tooth. His name is Guapo, and I'm assuming he is TikTok famous.
This is a fucking waste of time.
Can you whistle?
What?
Nah, you can't whistle. Not bad, Danny, but we're just getting started. Rule number 1. A good guerrilla is a hidden guerrilla.
Muerto el perro, se acabó la rabia.
We lead our operations in secret camps across the country.
Across Yara, you can find multiple rebel hideouts which could be used for fast travel points, equipment, and side missions, and more.
Here, guerrillas live, train, and plan.
You can also play minigames at these rebel hideouts, and it looks like you might be able to take part in cockfighting and also play dominoes. You also have a firing range at your disposal, where you can test out new weapons, and this gun in the clip looks very familiar to the KSG shotgun, which is a very modern weapon compared to the previous weapons we have seen.
Small pack. We go in, grab our people, kill whoever gets in our way.
By smuggling in supplies, you'll add some piss and fire to our movement.
You got that right.
Camp chef.
It also appears that you can participate in side missions to help gather resources for the rebels and level up your gear.
Black market dealers. These safe havens got everything a guerrilla needs. Even do-it-yourself vehicles.
We have more guns in this game that look a lot more kitted out than the others. We have a modified RPD LMG, a fully auto Makarov pistol, a custom AK, and a big grenade launcher. As well as weapons, you are able to modify your vehicles too with armor, guns, and other miscellaneous.
You're gonna love it, Danny. Rule number 2. A good guerrilla masters their environment.
We have another modded gun, which seems to be the SKS from earlier, but has been altered to be a high damage sniper rifle.
This land is your home, Danny.
Here we've got Danny just chilling on a motorbike, looking at the environment around her, and we do see a tractor drive by, and it gets me thinking if we are able to ride in a tractor. If you can't use a tractor in Far Cry 6, I will get a refund.
I'm sure you know every inch of it. From the bloodthirsty jungles.
We have a bow and arrow in the game as Danny is stalking the jungles, so this hints at stealth missions.
Postcard shorelines, dead-end towns, and our friendly capital city.
We've got Danny in a city, and she's holding another World War II weapon in this game, and I believe this is the MP28. I'm not fully sure though.
How you get around is up to you.
Good girl.
If you want to play it safe, take our secret paths carved in the dirt of old revolutions. Hola, Danny.
How you doing?
We are also able to obtain treasure maps that we may be able to use to reveal locations of special weapons from previous wars for us to unlock, such as this revolver rifle.
Or take a risk and operate in plain sight of Castillo's assholes. Go ahead and hide your weapons to blend in.
Hide your weapons to blend in. Could this be hinting towards an Assassin's Creed-like social stealth?
Bribes,
What do you got?
sabotage, interceptions. You don't always need to be a loudmouth, Danny.
You can bribe the enemy, sabotage electronics, and intercept radio transmissions to get one step ahead of your enemy. Perhaps these side objectives provide a stealth option to your missions to get out of attracting unwanted attention, just like the Hitman games.
Rule number 3. Fucked up situations call for fucked up solutions.
Hey, he's not here.
If you expected reinforcements, I got news for you. You're an army of one against an army of thousands. And when shit gets real, we make use of whatever we have.
So, Danny is on one of the oil rigs we saw from earlier, and for some reason, she's burnt herself on purpose with a cigar. I think that this might be an adrenaline ability, as the tint on the screen changes and you can hear her heart beat faster.
We call that resolver. That means absolutely everything from sardine cans, goddamn batteries, to old motorcycle engines has been built into equipment.
Okay, now this table is kitted out with some of the most powerful weapons I have ever seen. We have a crossbow, a minigun, a thick-looking sniper rifle. Holy cow. You can craft a nail gun, a rail gun perhaps, and the car engine minigun we saw earlier.
And some very unique, deadly weapons.
And the sword launcher from Far Cry New Dawn is back, but this time, the last thing they will hear before they die is the Macarena.
This, the Supremo backpacks, handcrafted by yours truly. Each one will make you feel and fight with the power of a goddamn guerrilla army. Give me lip,
and the backpacks have a name. They are called the Supremo Backpack. There's a backpack for the flamethrower, a jetpack perhaps, and of course the rocket barrage from earlier.
You and I both know you want this.
And here we have some gameplay of Grapple the Croc in action and Danny using the AK.
Yeah, for a guerrilla, the shit my pants rush of an ambush, the taste of sweet victory after you freed your people from tyrants.
In this game, we can also fly planes, which makes me wonder if the World War II plane from earlier is accessible somehow. We also have a firework machine launcher that can take out a helicopter, and to me, I think this is a lot of fun because there's a lot of weapons in this game that could be used for every kind of situation, and that to me, I love that.
It's fun.
Oh, and the final rule. A good guerrilla always brings a friend along for moral support.
And best for last, Chorizo the Dash Hound is probably the cutest dog in gaming, and if anybody harms Chorizo, you're dead. Far Cry 6 will drop on PC and all consoles, last gen and current gen, on October 7th of this year, which is on a Thursday. But that is everything that I could see from this trailer, and honest first impressions, this is looking to be a very fun game. I haven't played any Far Cry games before, as none of them really appeal to me, but this game in October is definitely getting pre-ordered. Fingers crossed that at Ubiplay later this summer, Ubisoft could show us some more gameplay of Far Cry 6. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the trailer deep dive. I can't wait to play this game, so be sure to like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel. Down below, you guys can find me on all my socials, so if you could drop a follow, that would be awesome. But that is it for me today. My name is Hades, and I hope you all have a good day. Peace out.